This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so welcome to ServiceNow session. So, first few classes, I'm going to give you some basic information on ServiceNow platform, navigations, terminology, and also here you will get platform introduction. So once you get complete platform related information, so we will start the syllabus. Okay, and also the first few days, the sessions will be only 30 minutes. Okay, so once we complete this platform introduction, and once we complete the enrollments, we will start 1 hour session. This is about the class information. So already most of you are already attended a demo class, right? So in demo we discussed about what is ServiceNow and when they founded and how the ServiceNow cloud infrastructure and also personas and so on we discussed. So we have some idea about ServiceNow. Okay, so let's continue to explore remaining details on ServiceNow. So as I said, ServiceNow is a cloud platform. If you want to work with ServiceNow, you should take licenses. Without taking licenses, you cannot work on ServiceNow because ServiceNow is a private company. So they are selling licenses. So we have to take and we have to start creating new applications or customizing existing applications. Okay, so here for learners, uh, you cannot, I mean, for learners, okay, so no need to take license, no need to pay any money for them. So they are giving free account. So using that learning account, you can start learning ServiceNow. So this learning account valid for 10 days. If you are not using continuously 10 days, they will take back your account and they'll release it to pool and will allocate to some other learners. But if you are using your account at least 10 days once, your account will be live and you can continue as long as you want. There is no restriction. So it's a free account for learners. But whereas in real time, so you will have to take license. You will have to take license, and there you will get multiple accounts or instances. We will say in ServiceNow terminology, instances. So here you are seeing on a screen, right? So this is a ServiceNow instance. You can see. So it is this is a base URL of ServiceNow. It is started with HTTPS and dev 7070 and .servicenow.com. So this is a base URL. So the difference between learning account and real-time account is here this dev and one number. So for all learning accounts, we will have this kind of code in the URL, but whereas in real-time instances, so they will keep your company name or customer name instead of this number. So that's how you can differentiate lab instance and real-time instance. Apart from that, here the look and feel, whatever you are seeing, it is same across all the ServiceNow instances. It means that either it's a lab instance or it's a production instance, development instance, or testing instance. So the look and feel will remain same, and accessibility, navigations, terminology, everything is remain same. So that is the one big advantage for learners. Because if lab instance looks different and real-time instance looks different, so whatever you learned here, okay, so when you want to apply there, definitely you will confuse. So here you no need to do that, because I mean you no need to confuse here, or you will not get confused, because all the instances are remain same and remain provides common UI, common user interface. So that is the one advantage. Okay, every ServiceNow learner should create developer account. So without this developer or lab account, you will not able to practice and you will not able to learn anything in ServiceNow. So it's a cloud account. Okay, so technically this URL represents the internally one server. Okay, it connects to the server. So we are accessing server using this URL, and this server you can see it displays this UI. Okay, this is how it works. So total 20 data centers are there across the globe. So whatever, I mean, whenever you type a URL, ServiceNow URL and send request, it will go to the nearest data center and it will process your request and it will give you the response and it displays that response in the browser. Okay, so this is about the ServiceNow instance related information. So next thing is here, I'm going to show you how to create lab instance and the process of creating lab instance also I will explain. So if you could share any one of your email address, I will create account for you so that you can use that account for learning purpose and remaining all other participants, you can follow this process and you can also create your own account. So I'm recording this session so that you will see the process, whatever you are using to create account. So same process you follow and you start creating account for yourself. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, you can just ping me your URL. I will show you how to create ServiceNow account. Anyone don't want ServiceNow account? I got it from Vishnu. I'll create account for him. So let me copy your account. So already I logged in. So first step is you need to navigate to developer.servicenow.com. Developer.servicenow.com. I will give you the link as well. So first we have to create account in developer.servicenow.com. So this is the official ServiceNow website. So let me log out. Already I logged in. Just I'm logging out to show you how to create. So here, once you navigate to developer.servicenow.com, I'm sending this URL to you. I sent URL. Once you done with it, once you navigate to this developer.servicenow.com, so click on sign up and start building. So first you have to sign up. So let me click on sign up and start building. Here it will ask you the first name, last name, email address, and the password. So we have to provide all these details. So let me provide. So I'm using this new email address. So let me copy that email address I lost. So I'm using email address here, and also you can provide the password, and password should follow this password policy. So let's say here I'm typing password. I'll share with Vishnu later. I typed and it follows one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, one number, one special character, at least 8 characters. Does not contain part of username. It should not be the username. Okay, it should be different name. And also your password should match. So let me type this. Now you can see it is matched, password also matched. So then we have to enter captcha. 5, let's say X, so all in lowercase. Click on agreement and click on sign up. Once you click on sign up, it creates account for you and it sends an email to your account. So Vishnu, just please log into your email account and confirm this so that it redirects to you a login page. Then you can log into this instance. So once you confirm this email account, let me know. So then I will show you how to log in and how to request this instance. Vishnu, once you're done, let me know. Once you confirm it, let me know. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, let me know. Any general questions as well, we will discuss. You will get it. Definitely will get it. So just you can open this email address or email box. Okay. 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 I think he confirmed. He sent me message. Now let me navigate back to developer.servicenow.com. So there I can see the sign in option. Let me open this and here click on sign in. So already we sign up and we created account and we confirmed it. Now once you confirm this, so you can click on sign in. Once you click on sign in, it takes you to this account. So here you have to enter your email address and click on next. So once email is validated, it asks you to enter the password. So you can enter the password. So once you're done, click on sign in. So it takes you to the servicenow.com, developer.servicenow.com. So there you can start managing your instance. Here it will ask you, hello Vishnu, help us tune your experience. Okay, so I need a developer oriented IDE. So two types of IDEs are there. So just you can select this option so that they will give you uh, complete platform. Okay, so select yes and click on next. And here they will ask you what is your responsibilities. So what do you want to do? So here you can select the developer, designer, IT admin. Okay, so you can select three options since we are beginners. So let's give all this option and let's get it. Okay, so once you're done, so you should create here. You should mark this read option. If you have a time, you can read this terms and conditions and click on setup. So once you request, it takes some time to process your request. Once it is done, it will show you the account or instance details. So let's give some time to process it. Yeah, you can see now this is your instance or URL. This is your server. You can access using this URL, and here are the username and the password. So you have credentials and you have URL. So then you can start login. So click on this. So it will take you to directly ServiceNow instance. So here is the ServiceNow instance. The colors, you can apply different colors, but the functionality and look and feel will be remain same. Okay, so sometimes the issue is, so many are rising, like if you want to change this password, you can change it. If you don't want, so leave it as it is. So whenever it asks you to enter your username and password, so right now we logged in automatically, it has taken to this instance. Otherwise, it takes you to the login page. So there you have to enter this username and password. So when it asks you to enter this, you have to enter this. Otherwise, you can leave it. Just you can access it. Okay. And if you want to, again, if you want to see the what is your username and password, so go to here, manage the instance password option. Click on it here. You will get complete details. Okay, so this is how you can create account, and you can uh, you can add, you can access the ServiceNow instance. Apart from this, so this instance is valid for 10 days, only 10 days. Somewhere they have here, earlier they used to give some note, but they didn't mention. But it is valid for 10 days. If you are not using continuously 10 days, they will, yeah, you can see here, instance with no activity for over 10 days, for over 10 days will be claimed back into the pool. Okay, so continuously, if you don't have a activity on your instance, so definitely they will release this account to pool and will allocate to someone else. Okay, so this is how you can take care about instance. So at least try to log in 10 days once, so that whatever work you have done, it will be there. And once it is crossed 10 days, so your account will not alive. So but you can log into developer.servicenow.com, and here you can see the same process, request instance, and you can request new instance they will allocate. So every day, first you have to log into developer.servicenow.com. So after logging to developer.servicenow.com, here you will have a one option called start building. So click on it. Sometimes the server goes to sleep mode. Here you have another option called wake up. So click on that wake up. It takes few minutes to wake up that server, and once it is done, it shows this button. Then you can click on this and you can start continuing. Okay, so this is all about how to create ServiceNow account. So remember here, two URLs we are using. One is developer.servicenow.com URL, and second one is instance URL. So you need to remember credentials as well. So for this developer.servicenow.com, you will have to use username as your email address and your password. But whereas this instance account, you have to use username and password, which is provided by ServiceNow. So if you want to know what is the username and password, so go to here, click on manage instance, and here you can see this. So this is all about how to create account, and we have created account. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns on this. Sairam, any questions?
Sir, if we stop using ServiceNow instance for past 10 days, sorry, continuously 10 days, you told me that it will be sent into pool, right?
Yeah, correct.
The data we have provided into the ServiceNow also will disappear.
Yes, everything will be disappear. So you have to start with you have to start from scratch again.
Okay, okay. That's it.
Okay, so so once you this is the first step. So when you want to service now, so first you have to make sure you have a lab account. So then we have your account. So then we will try to explore this account options and navigations and configurations. So let me show you an image so that you will understand. So this entire instance we can divide into 3 frames. We can divide into 3 frames. One is navigator frame, second one is content frame, and third one is banner frame. Or I said ulta. So first we can say banner frame, after that navigator frame, and later that last one is content frame. So 3 frames: banner frame, navigator frame, and content frame. So let me show you the image so that you will understand where is the navigator frame, where is the banner frame, and content frame. Just I'm trying to open this on PDF file where I store the images. This is how the banner frame, the top one we will call as a banner frame, and left side navigator frame, and the right side content frame. So what are these frames and how to make use of these frames, we will try to explore. In the banner frame, so first we will talk about banner frame. In the banner frame, you can do the branding for this instance. Like you can change your this logo, you can change this text, and you can change the colors by navigating to basic configurations. So here you can navigate to basic configurations. Here UI 16, that is the latest version of this UI. So here navigate to basic configuration, and you can start configuring branding and colors for this banner frame, and complete all the frames you can configure here. So here are the logo. If you want to change the text, you can change this text. So most of the real-time instances here will have their company logo or customer logo. So they will remove ServiceNow logo. So that's how you can customize this branding. So next thing is here in the banner frame. So we can, in real-time instances, you will have 2 drop-downs. One is application drop-down, and second one is update set drop-down. So just I'm enabling these 2 options on the banner frame. Here you can see this is application drop-down, and another one is update set drop-down. So what are these 2 drop-downs and why we have to use and when we have to use? So we will try to explore so that you can start using it once you start implementing things in ServiceNow. So here this one is application drop down. It contains all the applications. It contains, or it shows all the applications. As a ServiceNow developer, as a ServiceNow developer, so you may be working on only one or two applications at a time. 90% of the developers will work on only one application at a time. Here, you should understand what is application. Application is nothing but project. Application is nothing but project. So to create application, it may take 2 months, it may take 6 months, it may take 1 year, it may take 2 years, it may take 3 years as well. So it depends on the application and its functionality. So duration will be there. Some applications, it takes only 2 weeks. Okay. So all year, so whatever applications we have in the instance, all it will display. So let's say you are part of one of the application, let's say benchmark client. Just assume that you are working in a ABC company and you are part of this benchmark client application or project. So when you get the work or when you allocate the task to implement on this benchmark client application, so first you need to log into ServiceNow. So after log into ServiceNow, so the first thing is you need to select your application here. So once you select this application, so then it will allow access to this application files. If you are in a different application and if you are trying to modify benchmark client application files, it will not allow. So you will learn more about why it is not allowing and what is it is restricting. All we will learn in the coming sessions. But just right now, just remember, so using this drop down, you have to select your application, whatever you are part of that. So let's say I'm part of the benchmark client and I have to implement functionality and benchmark client. So first I need to select this application. Okay. So once you select this application, so this application related update set dropdown will automatically, it loads and it shows default update set. So when you create a new application, so by default, it will create a one update set. So that is called default update set. ServiceNow will create automatically. So what is this update set? When we can use and what is the use of this? Using this update set, we can move the changes from one instance to another instance. In real time, you are doing all the development in development instance. So once you complete your development, we will have to move this development work from development to testing. So their testing team will test your changes. So once testing team tested successfully, so then we will have to move all these changes to production. So then production will give access to end users and end users will start utilizing this application. Okay. So remember, update set is a XML file. It will record your work, whatever you are implementing as part of the task or as part of the story. So story or task is nothing but it's a piece of work which you have to implement on this particular application. So it will record in XML format. Then you can use this XML format and use this XML format or file, and you can move these changes from development to testing and testing to production. Okay, so tomorrow I will show you how to create update set and how to record the changes. It's a very important, and these things are primary steps when you want to learn or also when you want to work in ServiceNow. So without this knowledge, you will not work and you will mess up the things. So these things are not part of the syllabus and nobody will cover all these things. They may cover as part of the syllabus, but in the beginning, I'm giving you complete guidance so that you will aware and you will make use of these options and you can avoid conflicts and avoid mess upping things. Okay, so this is all about the some basic information on the banner frame, but we will continue tomorrow and we will explore other options in the banner frame. So once we complete banner frame, So we will start discussing about the navigator frame and navigator frame options. Later we will discuss content frame. So this is all about today's session. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns, we will discuss.
Hi, I have a doubt. While exploring the service now, I have created instance 1 month back. So
Okay.
my release is on Quebec. Now you have created for Vishnu, right? It is in Rome release. So is there
Correct.
any difference between that releases?
Yeah, releases, every release they will release new features and they will update the existing functionality. So many changes will be there. So that we will talk about in ServiceNow release unit. Okay, so right now what you can do is, so you can just already, just log into developer.servicenow.com with your old credentials. So once you log in here, so here it will show you request instance. It will show you request instance. So click on that. So there it will ask you what do you want here, Rome or Cubic. So select the Rome. Automatically it gives you Rome, and you can create new instance, and it will be in Rome.
Here it is showing Quebec for me. So will I miss anything, or I need to create a new one, or I can continue with the old one?
Better you can create new one, because the latest release here we are teaching in latest release, so that it will be good for you. Otherwise you may confuse in the old if you use old instance.
Okay.
So go with Rome.
I can't move to Rome, right?
You can definitely move. Just you can release your instance already. If you have an instance, you can go here and you can click on release instance option. So they will release, and then you can request. Here request option will come in the top or here. So click on request instance, then it will ask you, it will give you in the latest version.
Okay.
Rome is released only 15 days back.
Yeah. I have created 1 month back, I think.
Okay, yeah. Every year they are releasing two versions. So quarter three, quarter one. So quarter three released, and quarter one we will get one more next in
Okay.
2020.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hey, I have few questions. So basically, like, I mean, when you're explaining regarding the application, right? So what exactly the application means? So is it
It's
a,
too early to talk about. It's. I mean, you will definitely understand. I'll make you understand. Application is nothing but a project. Okay. So in .NET, Java, so we are saying project, right? So it contains many. I mean, like for example, bank application. Okay. So bank project. So you are logging to some bank. So that is the one application. Okay. So it contains
Mhm.
a lot of functionality, right? So
Yeah,
same thing is there in the ServiceNow as well.
okay.
Okay. So we will create different types of applications, and also we will customize existing applications. So we will call those as a out-of-box applications. So you will understand terminology and all. So right now, just remember, application is nothing but a project, like any other languages we are using and we are creating, right? So similar things here also we will create using ServiceNow platform, and terminology here we will say apps or
Okay.
applications.
So basically, like, I mean, when we are creating, you said like instance was right. So
Hmm.
for an organization, how many instances will be there? So is it one, or like, I mean,
Only
uh,
one, I mean,
only
multiple
one?
instances will be there. Okay,
Uh-huh.
multiple development instances, multiple testing instances, and production instance also. Each business unit will have different instances. Okay, so multiple instances
Okay.
will be there. One business unit, they will have one set of instances like development, testing, and prod. But these three is quite common in all the, I mean, organizations. So
So,
in
so single instance can have multiple applications.
yes, definitely. Yes.
Okay.
So, using, I mean, single platform. Okay. So around
Mhm.
5 to 6 different teams will work, and they will create different applications.
Okay. Okay. So, Instead of requesting any instance, can I create any new instance on my own, like I'm in here?
Yeah, that's what I said, right? That's what I created for Vishnu. So I've taken his email address and I created. So like this,
So you created
only,
like a developer account.
hmm,
Uh, so while creating account itself, like I mean, we got an instance, right?
yeah, correct.
Okay. So in the instance, so all the lab environment will be there. Am I correct?
Yes,
Like I mean,
same.
how the
It's
EC2 will be.
yes, correct. Same. It's a real-time instance only, but here you can, I said, right, you can differentiate with this name. Otherwise, you cannot differentiate anything between real-time instances and lab instances. All will
So
remain.
one with one account, like can we maintain like multiple instances?
No, only for one account, one instance they will give you. It's a lab instance, right? So only one they will give
Oh,
you
okay.
for one account.
Okay, sure. So basically, like I mean, we cannot match like with any AWS instances like that, right? I mean,
No,
so
no,
the
no. It's,
both are
it's
okay.
quite different than that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So Shekhar, for you, it's too late, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean,
tomorrow onwards,
yeah,
what
I
is the
did not.
time now?
For me, like quarter to 12 also.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So yeah. So tomorrow we will continue at 8 a.m. Sairam
Okay.
and Javed, hope it is fine for you, right? I think you are in mute. So 8 o'clock is fine. Javed, Sairam.
Sir,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay then. So okay then we will continue and we will explore banner frame, navigator frame, and so on.
Okay, sure. And can you please send me the recording